welcome. My name is Aishan. I'm a dedicated Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling streamer, and today we are going to talk about serious business, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Link's addiction. And that's why I invited my friend and guest here today. Our special guest today will be X-Ray Guzula. He's well known in the Duel Links community already from Muffin's Clan. That is his Muffin's Clan logo with his name and signature under it. So hello and welcome, X-Ray.
Yeah, my name's X-Ray. I'll go by X-Ray Godzilla. Currently 22 years old. I used to be in Muffin Clan until they unfortunately disbanded, and I played in Team Wars Unforgiven, the couple 2 seasons. But they disbanded as well. Currently, I'm not playing in a Team Wars team since I kind of wanted to quit Team Wars overall. Too much stress. But yeah, again, thanks for having me. Really an honor.
So just for people to understand how long you have been playing Duel Links, how many cards you have bought approximately, and how much money you have spent on the game in hours. Just a rough number so we can understand what we're talking about here.
So I think roughly around maybe 700 or 800 euros spent in total of I started playing around when was it, 2 years ago in December. But Duel Links was out in 2018 January or February, I believe.
No, 2017. That's why I've been playing 3 years. I've been
Okay,
playing 3 years.
Uh,
So 2 years into the game, how many hours do you spend on the game, roughly?
on the Steam lock.
Okay, so guessing because you are Steam lock fucked.
Unfortunately.
You are a Steam lock victim, so just guessing. What would it be? Would it be more like 1,000 or 2,000?
I think it would be around maybe 900 hours.
Okay, that's called
900-ish.
1K. Around 1,000 hours. This is still just 1/3 of what I have played over the last 3 years. I've been farming a lot.
But you're dedicated. You make YouTube videos, you stream it. I just usually just farm during work hours or during school.
But you play tournaments, right? And tournaments are really time intensive.
Yes. Team Wars especially is really time consuming since some games can last up to 2 hours, 3 hours. But tournaments itself, if you got to top 32, they end up in 4 hours or 5 hours, depending on how the bracket goes. Especially Saber matchups are just please no. No, thank you. Ritual Beast mirror match is also...
So if we look at your profile now, roughly about 700 euros spent, about 2 years experience in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, assumed over 1,000 hours spent in the game and in the app. And the thing which actually made me made my senses tingling was when you heard that my account actually got banned, you said, "Oh, you wish that your account was banned and you could finally quit this game." And I was
honestly, at this point, I would say I cannot quit things anymore. I've spent so much time and money into this game that it's kind of if I decide to quit now, it would all go to a waste. Yeah, you all me you can sure say you can sell your account, right? But I don't get the value back as much as I spent into the game. For instance, I spent around 700, 800, I think, believe that. I can maybe sell it for 100 or less. I will never get that money back whatsoever.
Okay, let me ask you a second question. Do you still enjoy the game, the mere mechanic of the game?
I like the ID. The ID is good. The execution is just the decks that are currently into the game. They're just not fun to play against. We've been in meta for maybe over a year. We've seeing Alistair. I'm sick and tired of normal summon Alistair at invocation. I can no longer see this. Please stop it.
Please stop Alistair. No, I see him in my nightmares. 3 copies of him. No.
It's so bad. Black Wings as well. Even though I'm a Black Wing player, I don't, but I keep on seeing them. It's no longer fun. Black Wings, Invoked, Witchcrafters. Okay, their Witchcrafters are fairly new. Shiranui, Element Sabers, Ritual Beast, and Mask Heroes.
Okay, for me,
even Dark Magician.
Okay, for me, it sounds more like that you're not okay with the current meta. That you just really hate the meta because it's not changing, stagnating, and it's just ever over the same shit all over again. It's like Groundhog Day with Bill Murray every day at 6 a.m. in the morning. You just see the same cards and coming at you. It feels more like this, yeah. And
It just makes it so I don't enjoy the game anymore. I just genuinely don't enjoy the game anymore. If I play the game now, I just do it because I have to, and not because I want to.
that was the question. So, do you enjoy the game? And actually, the answer is no, because the meta sucks. But you still play the game because you somehow, I don't know, feels like it that you cannot quit because you have invested so much time and effort into it.
It feels more like a chore, to be honest. Like, if anything, it just feels like I need to play the game because I need to satisfy my team. That's it. I just don't want them to lose because of me.
Ah, okay. Well, I can understand that. Yeah, it's kind of responsibility you're bearing too. So I understood one point is you have invested already too much money and time into this game, unless that you could quit. The second one is there is a kind of group and peer pressure into it because you feel responsible also for your team's competitiveness because you're part of a team and your personal performance in a tournament is important for their final results too. Is that
Yes.
correctly understood from my side? Okay. And then
Yes.
there was
Yes.
the third point I remember when you told me if you ever get a prismatic black Rose dragon or something, you said if you get that one, you would quit the game. What's the point behind this? Please explain it.
Okay, so Black Rose Dragon is pretty much my favorite card, and I love Akiza. And I like Black Rose Dragon. Was probably also one of the best synchro monsters currently into the game when synchro was introduced, since board drives were very important.
Yeah.
But like Black Rose Dragon, his art or her art, it's just I just like the art and getting it prismatic. I already told everyone this. If I ever get a prismatic Black Rose Dragon, my goal in Duel Links is finished. I don't see a reason to play Duel Links anymore. Like that's it. My mission is completed. I'm done.
Okay. Then
It's either ban my account or I get a prismatic Black Rose Dragon and I'm done.
okay. The next question is: do you even pull for Black Rose Dragon over and over again?
I do. I buy the 3-pack seal plus SR every time it comes, and I have around 22 cockadoodle-doos, which includes one prismatic.
You're not so, man. You're not so. Those like the three major hurdles that like keeps you from quitting Duel Links, even though it's not really enjoyable anymore. That's what I understood. So now let's go into like the further assumption that there is some kind of, I would say, addiction behavior. So I have looked up on the internet about the 5 warning signs of gaming addiction. So let's just go through them one by one
Okay.
and see if they apply to you. So the first point is disrupted regular life pattern. If a person plays a game all night long and sleeps in the daytime, that can be a warning he or she should seek professional help.
Well, I would say sometimes, especially when I play tournaments, since tournaments happen at 10 p.m. my time, and when I get to like top 32, I just have to like I can't stop really, you know. Like if I'm at the top 32, I might as well try to win the entire thing. But then at that time, it's already maybe 1 a.m., 2 a.m. ish. Anyone doing that, to be honest.
Okay, so let's just make a check there. And for me, I'm just checking for myself. I did that too, but I don't play tournaments very often. So which means like if I play a meta weekly and make it to top 16, then it's 4 a.m. for me in the morning, and I hate myself on the next day. Even if I don't have to work, it's still like, what the fuck did I do?
I just wake up at 2 p.m. and be like, was it worth it? It wasn't worth it.
No,
not at all.
it was worth it. Not really, not at all. No. Time like I came into top 16 meta weekly, and it was 4 a.m. for me. I was so freaking tired that I was super happy that I actually lost the next game. And then when I checked up the ladder on the next day, I was like, oh, if I would have won that one, and then I would be like top 8 or something, that I would have had to play against like Raw or someone. So basically, World Championship finalist participants. I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to do that? Like at 6 a.m. in the morning? What the fuck?
Listen, if you don't believe in all your cards going to believe in you, wise words from our own very Yu-Gi-Oh guy, Yugi Moto.
I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah, sure, we gotta do that. No problem. Next time, 5 a.m. in the morning. Let's go, Worlds.
Don't worry, if you beat the world champion player, that means that you're the world champion then.
Actually, I did that. I already beat Sun Sun.
So that means you're a world champion now. Congrats, you're being promoted. Also, if I recall correctly, I think you were playing Desperado.
Oh yeah, we did that too. I'm a madman, I know. Oh yeah.
And somehow you outed Kosai with Desperado. I don't even know how.
I did. We killed Crusaders with Desperado. It was fun. It was the best thing ever. Madman. See, I still enjoy the game, the mechanic for itself, though. So
if you play Rogue, it's different. But if everyone is running meta and you're coming in with Rogue, like 05, what's the fun of it, dude?
You could do that too if you like just go into the tournament and say trolololo, screw all the other team members.
You know, my pride is too high for that. Like if I play tournaments, I just want to win. That's not a good mentality at all. If you play tournaments to win, you're never gonna have fun.
Aww.
If you play tournaments just because Kex, like you come on with like freaking Beaver Warrior Burn or something, that's funny.
Oh yeah, funny. I'm gonna do that next time. The next point for the gaming addiction one would be like the next warning sign, obviously, is if the potential gaming or internet addict loses his or her job or stops going to school in order to be online or play a digital game. Does that apply to you? I don't think so. I think you have a job and school.
I have a job. I passed my year. So I don't think that really counts towards me.
Yeah, me neither. I'm still having like the same job in the same company. I think this second point is not applied on you. So no check and no check for you, no check for me.
Oh, yeah, the second. Yeah, second one.
Yeah,
correct.
Second one, no check for no one of us. So third one would be need for a bigger fix. Does the gamer have to play for longer and longer periods in order to get the same level of enjoyment from the game?
I think if we play longer, it just becomes more boring. I'm not even kidding. The more I play Duel Links, the more I just get depression from it, dude.
Maybe I should make a video about it, not Duel Links addiction, but Duel Links depression.
I think that's a better name for this. I'm Duel Links depressed. Please send help.
Please send help.
This if you ever find these kind of, how do you call that? If you have these points, being depressed about Duel Links, you may need professional help. Please send help. If you spend too much money, we
should make a hotline, Duel Links depression hotline.
Don't worry, that's a Duel Links suicide hotline.
Oh.
I want to delete my account. Don't do it. Don't. You spend so much time in it. You can't.
So third point, no check for you, no check for me. Fourth point is withdrawal. Some internet and gaming addicts become irritable or anxious when they disconnect. What? When they disconnect or when they are forced to do so? What does that mean?
When disconnect, you mean like what? I don't think I understand what they mean. Like if you disconnect, you're like very scared that you will lose a game or something. Like if we grab League, for example, and you play Summoner's Rift, and you disconnect, and you're like, oh god, please don't tell me I lost the game. Like some people just don't care. But I feel like every Duel Links player, especially in tournaments, especially in top 32, or maybe even the finals, once you see a disconnect button, your heart starts racing, dude. You know you don't want to get screwed over by Konami direct connection, dude. Not at all. I feel like I do have them.
Okay, let's understand it correctly. I think the withdrawal is here the main point. So withdrawal means some internet and gaming addicts become irritable or anxious when they disconnect or when they are forced to do so. So basically when for example, when you're forced to stop playing Duel Links for 2 weeks, what happens to you then? So I think
I think depending on which time it is, like if there's like for example, an event going on that's like really good and has really good cards, and you can no longer obtain these cards for maybe a couple of months, I'd be frustrated because I couldn't play it, I couldn't farm for the cards. Even then, if I start farming for the cards, I usually end up with like 1 or 2 copies because Konami, their reward system is rigged. And especially with Black Sulfo. When Black Sulfo was first released into the game, it was so hard to get Black Sulfo. It was insanely hard to get it. The chances of getting it were so low. that comes back to like the farming thing. You have to keep on farming to get the cards, you know. Uh, I, yeah, I'd say I get frustrated depending on what's going on. To be honest, tournament or KC Cup, for example.
Okay, I have to say, I didn't care about example. I got 3 copies, I didn't care about it, just got it and trolled with it. And I remember I was once like for business trip in China, like for 4 weeks, which I had like literally no possibility to play Duel Links because of the VPN issue, and Duel Links not released like as a game in mainland China, as I told you already before. So I was like 4 weeks away. Whatever happened, which character was ever unlockable there or cards to be achieved, this was just not accessible for me, but I never had a problem with it. Nah, I didn't care. I just came back and then I did what I did after that.
I think it was with who was it?
Number 4 is a check for you and a no for me because I didn't really.
It's also a no. Can we do like a yes and a no?
Can we let's do a Swiss coin toss? 2 times at is a yes and 2 times tail is a no.
I mean, it's a personal opinion. You know? I'd say yes and no.
Okay, so to the point 5 is cravings. Some internet and gaming addicts experience cravings or the need to play the game or be online when they are away from the digital world.
Well,
Tough one.
I think this refers to like maybe other games. Like since I don't really enjoy playing Duel Links as much anymore as I used to, I think if I start a new game like maybe Fall Guys or like I don't know, Call of Duty or something, that's like a completely new experience, right? So I would enjoy that game more than Duel Links. But since this is Duel Links related, or like at least we're talking about Duel Links at the moment, I'd say I don't have really cravings to play the game, but I can assure you that once someone else starts playing another game, that person will probably get cravings since they want to have like the best items, best cards, or whatever. You know what I mean?
The more I talk,
but in Duel Links, I don't know.
the more I talk to you about those points about gaming addiction, it sounds more to me that you have actually Duel Links depression instead of Duel Links addiction.
It's not like depression. I just the fun is mostly gone. Like if they give me a new deck that I enjoy, if they free Thunder Dragons, that's a completely different story, right? Like I would enjoy the game again.
Yeah, I would be back, but my account is gone, so no free Thunder Dragon.
I would keep playing Thunder Dragons. Like no.
Okay, so I think that the last point, cravings, is definitely not applying to you nor me. So basically, I would say we are both not Duel Links addicted. The question
We're both Duel Links depressed.
The question is how to define Duel Links depression. Let me find depression.
I think
depression.
Can we make it just depression and addiction in one? Because I do feel like I have an addiction to it because I can't stop.
Yeah, that's what I first thought when you said that you can't stop because like your account somehow invested too much money and whatsoever. Actually, depression and five warning signs of depression everyone should know about. The first one is unexplained pain.
Oh God! Please tell me more.
Every time you see an Alistair, you have unexplained pain.
Every time I see Purgatory or his face, it just hurts me on the inside. Bro, I think we have depression. I'm not even kidding about this.
Okay, second point, depression is inability to concentrate. Almost everyone experiences some brain fog and forgetfulness. However, those who live with depression day to day often experience an extreme lack of focus. The lack of focus is often so bad that the person becomes unable to perform their everyday duties at work and at home. There may be periods where the person makes more mistakes than usual and has trouble making decisions.
Basically concentration problems, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Like hardcore concentration problems.
Let's see. I would say I have concentration problems, but it's not because I have depression or Duel Links depression. It's more like I don't want to say I have ADHD, but it's kind of close to that.
Okay, you just want to say this is not caused by Duel Links, right?
Yeah,
That's your
exactly. It's not
assumption.
caused by
Okay,
Duel Links.
okay, okay. So next one would be too much or too little sleep.
Oh, this is basically the same question as the addiction one, and I have to say yes on this one as well, since I pretty much depend on tournaments and team wars.
Yes, thanks.
I don't really sleep much when I play tournaments,
Yes.
unless I lose before top 32, and I'm like, okay, I'm out. Peace.
Okay. The next one would actually be change in appetite. What the heck? Depression can
As
have a major
in,
impact on a person's appetite. For some reason, depression can cause them to eat more, while for other people, depression may cause them significant decrease in their appetite. Ah, okay, that's mean. Okay.
I do have that. I significantly decrease in appetite. I don't really eat as much. Uh, I don't think that's because of Duel Links. Maybe it is. Every time I just play it, I just don't feel like my appetite for food is just gone sometimes.
I mean, when you have like a disturbed sleep schedule, it's like mostly like to reflect in your appetite too, right? When you sleep too much or when you sleep too less. For me, for example, like when I sleep too less, I eat more, and when I sleep too much, I'm not really hungry.
I feel like it's opposite for me at least. Whenever I sleep too less, I just feel hungry, like because I skip certain meals.
Yeah, then you'd be super hungry when you wake up, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm always like super hungry when I wake up.
Yeah, so that makes sense. I think the change in appetite and the sleep thing is just hanging together, so you can't really deny it.
To be honest, I think you hit the mark with the depression one, not the addiction
Yeah,
one.
I see. I could be dueling psychologist when you title dueling psychologist. So the next one was so the last sign for depression is actually moodiness and irritability. So just
Oh, irritability. Oh,
yeah, so
yeah,
snappy
I do get
attitude.
irritated.
Yeah, so just because someone has a snappy attitude does not then mean that they are depressed. However, heightened or unexplained irritability is another sign of possible depression. If little things set off a person and they get agitated more often than usual, the person may suffer from depression.
I do feel like I get irritated quicker whenever I sleep less, and that may be because of, yeah, I guess Duel Links depression, I'd say. uh, so it may be the cause to that. It's only when I really sleep not much. I think it's with everyone when they don't sleep as much as they need to. Like the 8 hours sleep is necessary for a human body to function.
Yeah, just
But when you sleep like maybe 3 or 2 hours, it will affect your mental health as
yeah. I
well.
mean, just imagine you sleep like I don't know 2 hours and then you don't get food. Everybody would be moody then. It's just like
Yes, but the cause for that is the lack of sleep, and the lack of sleep is because you have depression. So that's basically the whole thing, I'd say.
That's never gonna happen to me. I sleep a lot. I'm gonna never have depression if like a lack of sleep is like necessary for depression. That's not going to happen.
Said.
So my diagnosis, X-ray, I would say you are definitely Duel Links depressed.
Thank you, therapist, for explaining that to me. Thank you for letting me know the obvious.
Wait, we had actually the failure of diagnosis in the beginning. We saw you are Duel Links addicted.
But psych,
Yeah, there was
got him.
there was the assumption. Now we need to correct the diagnosis. The real correct diagnosis is Duel Links depressed.
Depression. Every time I see Alistair, I just get depression, dude. I just want to die on the inside.
That
Every
makes
time they open Rod's circle navigation, it just makes me cry, dude.
yeah, see, that's depression. And every time when you see like a witchcrafter guy like first turn grass and you're like, oh god, no.
Please,
Why?
exactly. I'm like, please, why do I still play this game?
Yeah, you're
I
like,
don't understand.
it's like, dude, you have a 30 card deck and you pull first turn one card and it's grass. What the fuck? What are the chances?
It must be
Let's let's just make an assumption. What would you do if out of nowhere your account would be like really gone for whatever reason? You don't know, banned, deleted, earthquake, whatever. I don't know.
Bro, I'd be free. I would never return. I'm gonna go play League. Yeet.